Okay, everybody, welcome back. This is Ahmed Mojarai with the RIA Institute and Imagination Everywhere, and this is our fourth tutorial in the video series on Visual Web Developer. We did a three-part video yesterday, three videos yesterday for the tutorial number 3, which was the hyperlink, and now we're going to work on the layout of the website and how to position elements on a web page. So let's get into it. Let's open up Visual Studio or Visual Web Developer, and as you can see here, we have a div on the page, and we still have our style sheet, which just had the background color of the div, which is red. So if we go ahead and let's start looking at let's get rid of this link for one thing to the style sheet, because we're primarily right now are going to work with the style tag inside the document. We'll get into style sheets a little bit later on, but right now we're focusing on the positioning of the element. So let's go ahead and create four divs. So I press Control C, and so we got 4 divs, right? So what we want to do is we want to create a web page with 4 divs, what's called a header. Well, actually we need 5 divs, which we want a header, a footer, a left column, a right column, and a bottom, and a body. So what we have to do is, the first thing that we have to do is we got to learn how to position our elements. So let's start with the actually we need no, we don't. Let's go ahead and start with the header. So with the header, we want to go, let's give it an ID. So any elements that you want to position on a page, you really want to give them an ID. So let's header, and let's go with style, and what we want to do is we want to start off with the position. So the position, and what we want to say is we want it to have relative, and I'm going to explain that in part 2 of this video. So we want to do relative position, then we want to style the margins, I got out of the style attribute. Let's go back into it. We want to go we want to margin left of auto, and then we want to margin right we want to margin right of auto also. Okay, so that's the first div. So let's go into the second div, and let me show you something that you may have not noticed. You can also look at everything in design mode also. So if you want to look at stuff in design mode, you can. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to also take this div style and put it up here in the style part, so that we can see our divs once they're on the page. So if we go back to, all of our divs are red now. So we're going to go ahead, and what we're going to do is we're going to keep that one red. And so you can do style view, you can do split view, where you can see everything while you're making your changes. I tend to like to stay in the code view, and so let's go ahead and go to part 2. Let's go to number 2, the div number 2, which is going to be our left column. So let's go ahead and put style, or let's give it an ID equals left column. We can just say left column. And let's go ahead and give it a style equals, and what we're going to do is we're going to give it also a position of relative. And what we're going to do is margin. Well, we don't need to give it any margin. We don't have to give it any margins. What we do have to do is we have to let's give it a different background color. Let's give it a background color of, let's say, yellow. Okay. And the left column, what we want is we want the width of it to be, let's say, 200 pixels. Okay. And what we want is the float to be left. Alrighty, so if we zoom out and we take a look at our situations, our left column is positioned right there as a yellow column. I mean, as a yellow div. Right there. Let's give the header div. Let's give it a width. Let's give it a width. A width of 800. Okay, if we go ahead and zoom out and we click the refresh, so we gave the header div width of 800. We gave the left div a width of 200, and we wanted to float left, but we also wanted to give it margins also. So let's go ahead and give it margin left of auto and margin right of auto. Okay. Alright, so this is the part 1 of the tutorial. We're going to pick up on part 2 in the next video. So the next video is coming right now. So I'm going to stop this one and begin the next video.